With the dawn of the COVID-19 virus, we're living through historic, highly unusual times. To date, more than 200,000 people worldwide have died as a result of this horrible pandemic, and over 70,000 Americans have died as well. The question of the day for all of us is relatively straightforward. What's the most effective way to combat this horrible threat against humanity? We sure can't count on the liberal media to provide us with objective information.
But here's one crazy idea that may be worth attempting now. Universal basic income.
Certainly doctors and health experts have much to say, and their advice needs to be listened to. But the terrible toll this virus is taking on our economy cannot be neglected any longer. Keeping our economy locked down is destroying our businesses and impoverishing our citizens and doing great damage to the health of the American people. We need to immediately find a way to open the economy safely and smartly. Not in the months to come, not next week. We need to do so immediately. We have already seen 30 million Americans put in unemployment lines. I never thought I would say that. We have seen millions of small businesses file for bankruptcy. We have spent trillions of dollars in Washington in a way that could bankrupt our great country. Americans want to get back to work. We can do this in a way that continues to put saving lives first. We have to stop causing huge hardship for a much larger pool of our citizens. The people at the bottom are suffering the most, and businessmen and women as well. If we don't take dramatic action soon, we're in for a huge hit to our living standards that could last years or even decades. As we reopen our economy, we need to take into account the best public health measures, such as wearing masks and gloves and using disinfectants and social distancing in the workplace. Robust testing and screening for this disease is essential. We also need to safeguard our personal liberties and our constitutional rights, which are under assault in America today. We have seen politicians trample on our First Amendment rights of free speech, right to peacefully assemble, and our religious freedoms that make America, well, America. It's not surprising that the left and their cronies in the media are advocating for a statist approach that denies Americans these fundamental rights. We even see some governors advising people to snitch on their neighbors if they dare go outside or dare take their kids to the park. That's not America. A socialist big government approach will not work. It never has. The solution to the crisis is obvious. We need to rely on our free enterprise system and protect our individual liberties. It means letting individuals and businesses operate without intervention from the federal and state governments. It means erring on the side of more freedom and not more restraint. It means reducing regulations and taxes on businesses and individuals to the greatest extent possible. And the best way to open up the economy while using these free market principles? Let the states, not Washington, take the lead. Before the corona crisis hit America, the United States, thanks to Donald Trump's policies, had the best economy in the world, with the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years, rising wages for all Americans, and 7 million surplus jobs. We had arrived at a widely shared prosperity for people of all income groups. I was proud to serve as an economic advisor to President Trump. We accomplished the rebuilding of the American economy through tax cuts, deregulation, and smart trade deals. We can do that again.
How much death is okay as the price of getting back to work and play? Increasingly, life seems to be getting pretty cheap in America.
Liberals and the media have presented America with a false choice. They say we either must destroy our economy and allow 30 to 50 million of our fellow Americans lose their jobs and millions of small businessmen and women lose their livelihoods, or we have to let tens of thousands of Americans die. No, we can keep Americans safe and healthy and restart our $20 trillion American economic engine, which is the envy of the world. Let's keep America healthy and preserve our free enterprise system. For the Media Research Center, I am Stephen Moore for Save Our Country.